Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm pleased to be able to be joined today by Mr. Tim Norman of Bloomington, Illinois, which I have the honor to represent here in Congress. Tim is president of STL, a technology services company based in Bloomington. Tim started the company with his wife, Katie, who also is with us today, and currently serves as CEO of STL. This week, we are celebrating National Small Business Week, and the title of our hearing today is Heroes of Small Business. And Tim and Katie certainly merit that recognition as heroes of small business. Tim and Katie both had good jobs at large companies when they decided to take a risk and start their own small business. Today, after nearly 2 decades of hard work and perseverance, Tim and Katie have grown STL into a thriving business that is a major employer in Bloomington-Normal metro area and as well as throughout Illinois. They have navigated their business through tough economic times and are taking the lead in putting people back to work. Tim and Katie are also both active members in their community. Tim and Katie are members of the McLean County Chamber of Commerce and active supporters of Easter Seals and the American Red Cross, for which Tim served on the local board of directors. As a member of this committee, I'm so proud of the work that we've done to empower small businesses like Tim and Katie Norman, and we need to continue to ensure that our nation's small businesses have access to capital that they need to grow and put people back to work, such as all of those on our panel today, and I'm eager to work with my colleagues to do so. Once again, on behalf of this committee, I welcome Tim to Washington, D.C., and look forward to his testimony. Thank you, Madam Chair, and I look forward to their testimony.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman, Small Business Committee, and Congressman Halverson. As Congresswoman Halverson said, Katie and I started the business about 18 years ago, and really what that means is we spend about 24 hours a day together. Some of those hours are pleasurable. Some of those hours can be difficult at times because the business is our baby, along with the children that we have. We have 3 children, our daughter Nikki, who's 17, our daughter Cassie, who's 15, and our son TJ, who's 7. And they pretty much run the house, and when we're not chasing them around to softball games and everything else, we run our business. We've been very fortunate in the last 18 years. I say that because we're still standing. We're still moving forward. And one of the things is the economy has had its ups and downs. The one thing that I can honestly tell you is that the passion still survives. And we're very proud to be a small business owner and slugging it out, being in the one-arm knife, fighting the phone booth, and trying to figure this thing out. One thing I will say is that some of the stimulus plans that you have enacted have made a difference. We're living proof. What I mean by that is we just recently built a hardened data center, Tier 3 to Tier 3 specifications, which means everything, it's designed not to break, and it's below grade. It is a true bunker. And I don't know if anyone's tried to get money during a time when there's a recession and the banks are collapsing, but it can be difficult. But the SBA, using the 504 loan program with the refinance option, allowed us to recapitalize our business, get our data center built, and I think the main thing to focus in on there is to get it built because our bank was failing. And so midstream, the SBA was able to make the bank whole, actually move us to a bank that was able to get this thing stood up and get this thing moving. Because to build a special use building at a time of a recession, at the point in time that it was happening, I think that we were scratching our heads thinking this is the worst time to ever be thinking about doing this. But I can honestly tell you, getting a 4.83% interest rate for 20 years turned into one of the best times to build. With that, we've been able to really drive our business. In driving our business, that there's really 4 different ones there. We're about a $14 million services business. So we are people and we are managed services. What I mean by that is we focus on leverage managed services. We focus on dollars that are recurring in nature. We do work with the federal government through the Department of Defense. We have some people on site as contractors, but we have a professional services division that focuses around IT. We have a commercial staffing division that focuses around more of the manufacturing trades. Then we have our data center that is, again, special use, and I'm forgetting one. And then we have BTS, which is more a IT managed services business that focuses on the small business. As we've grown and evolved our businesses, the diversity across the board helped immensely, because when one was up, the other one was down. At this point in time, again, getting back to that SBA 504 loan program, it has allowed us to recapitalize our business, because our payroll has gone up $80,000 a week over the last 3 months. And if that money was to be invested into our data center, cash would be tight right now. But the money is becoming more available within the markets, and it is working. We've put to work over 150 people over the last 2.5 months, and that's throughout the Midwest. We've got offices in Green Bay, Wisconsin, Appleton, Wisconsin, Bloomington, Illinois, East Peoria, Springfield, Illinois, and O'Fallon, Illinois. So we are trying to use it as an advantage to get moving and to get growing, because now's the time to grow. One of my good friends who went to the military, upon his leaving, he said, I said to him, I said, you know, I feel like we need to do something. I respect you for what you're doing and the services that you're offering our nation. And he looked at me and he said, Tim, I want to tell you something. We'll defend this country. You create jobs, and that's what we're doing. And one of the things that can help as we are growing and we're putting people to work, there has been a recurring theme that a lot of people find it better to stay on unemployment than to allow us to put them back to work. And if we were to shrink some of those benefits, it will force some people to get back into the labor force, to start paying some taxes versus putting it back upon some of the employers. With that, thank you very much for allowing us to be here and speak on our behalf. Our people appreciate what you've done and for the work that you do as well. But thank you.
Thank you.